The miraculous cure. The hospital room was filled with the sterile smell of antiseptics and the soft, mechanical beeping of monitors struggling to keep their patient alive. Dr. Emily Hayes stood by the bedside, her face pale and drawn. Her fingers gripped the edge of the bed as if holding on to hope itself. The man lying on the bed, John Carter, was slipping away. His chest rose and fell in shallow gasps. The machines around him were screaming in alarm, warning of his failing heart and lungs. The doctors had tried everything, blood transfusions, antibiotics, ventilators, but nothing worked. John's condition was deteriorating fast, and Emily knew time was running out. Suddenly, the door to the emergency room burst open. A figure stepped inside, a man, but not quite. His skin shimmered faintly under the harsh hospital lights, a subtle iridescence that seemed almost unreal. His eyes were deep pools of color, shifting like galaxies in motion, reflecting something ancient and vast. Who are you?" Emily stammered, instinctively stepping back. The figure moved with calm assurance, his voice gentle but firm. "I am called Kalen." Before anyone could react, Kalen stepped closer to John's bed. In his hand, he held a small vial containing a milky white liquid that glowed faintly. The air around him seemed to hum softly, almost like a vibration only the heart could hear. Emily's heart pounded. "What is that? You can't just—" Kalen's voice cut through the room like a calm tide. "This is a remedy. It is unlike anything your medicine knows. Trust me, close your eyes." Emily hesitated, but the desperation in the room was palpable. There was nothing left to lose. Slowly, she reached for John's wrist and held it. "John, close your eyes." John, too weak to resist, obeyed. Kalen uncorked the vial and gently poured a few drops of the milky liquid into John's mouth. The moment the liquid touched his tongue, a warm glow spread through his body. The beeping monitors changed pitch. The alarms softened. John's breathing deepened, steadied. Color returned to his pale face. Slowly, his eyelids fluttered open. Emily gasped, tears welling up. He's awake." Kalen looked toward her, a serene smile on his lips. "He will live." The room was silent for a moment. The other doctors stared in disbelief. How could this alien, a stranger, have cured a patient no one else could? Emily's mind raced with questions. Who was Kalen? Where did he come from? And what was this mysterious milk that had saved John? As John's condition stabilized, Kalen turned to Emily. "There is more to this cure than you understand." Emily narrowed her eyes. "What do you mean?" Kalen hesitated, then spoke with weighty solemnity. "Your world is on the brink of something far greater than illness. This milk is a gift, but also a test." Emily's heart pounded. She wanted to ask more, but before she could, Kalen's gaze shifted toward the window, as if sensing a presence beyond the glass. Outside, unknown to the hospital staff, several black SUVs rolled to a stop. Men in dark suits stepped out, their faces cold, their eyes calculating. Inside, Kalen was preparing to leave when Emily stopped him. "Wait! Who sent you here? Why did you come?" Kalen looked at her, his eyes filled with a strange sadness. "I cannot say yet, but soon all will be revealed." Before anyone could respond, Kalen disappeared into the shadows of the hospital corridor, leaving behind more questions than answers. Emily stood there, her mind spinning. Who was this alien doctor? Why had he come to Earth? And what was the secret behind the miracle milk that had saved John Carter's life? Cliffhanger. As Emily watched Kalen vanish, a faint hum echoed in her ears, the sound of a message only she could hear. A message that hinted at a secret buried deep within the stars, one that could change humanity forever. Secrets behind the milk. The morning sunlight filtered weakly through the hospital blinds, casting long shadows across the sterile walls of the intensive care unit. The miracle that had unfolded the night before still buzzed in the minds of everyone present. John Carter, the man who had been on the brink of death, was now awake and stable. But the question on everyone's lips was, how? Doctor Emily Hayes sat in a cramped conference room, her fingers nervously tapping against the tabletop. Across from her was Dr. Alan Spencer, a molecular biologist from the nearby research institute who had been called in to study the alien's mysterious cure. Alan adjusted his glasses and opened a sleek, high-tech device displaying a detailed molecular analysis of the milk sample they had managed to extract from the vial Kaelin had left behind. "Emily, this is unlike anything I've ever seen," Alan began, his voice a mixture of awe and concern. "The milk isn't just a biological substance. It's a complex, symbiotic agent that integrates with human cells at a quantum level." Emily frowned, struggling to grasp the full meaning. "Quantum level? You mean it alters the body's biology fundamentally?" "Yes," Alan replied, pointing to the holographic molecular structures floating above the device. "The milk interacts with the DNA, repairing damage rapidly and enhancing cellular functions beyond natural human capability. But it's more than healing. It seems to boost the immune system and regenerative processes in ways our medicine cannot replicate." Emily felt a chill run down her spine. "So it's a super medicine?" "Super is an understatement. It's practically rewriting human biology." Before Emily could respond, a sudden knock on the door interrupted them. The door opened, and a tall woman entered, a sharp, serious figure with an aura of authority. Dr. Maya Singh, head of bioethics and government liaison, walked in briskly. "I hope I'm not interrupting," Maya said, her voice crisp, "but this has become a matter of national security." Emily exchanged a glance with Alan. "Maya, what do you mean?" Maya sat down and leaned forward, her expression grave. "The military has taken an interest in this miracle milk. They want samples, research data, and control over its distribution. They see potential, not just for healing, but for weaponization." Emily's heart sank. "Weaponization? This was meant to save lives." Maya nodded. "I understand, but you know how these things go. The promise of enhanced soldiers, biological weapons, and dominance is too tempting for certain people." Alan interjected, "We don't even fully understand how this works yet. Rushing into militarization could have catastrophic consequences." Maya's eyes flickered with determination. "That's why we need a plan, before the milk falls into the wrong hands." Meanwhile, somewhere deep underground in a secret government facility, a group of officials sat around a polished steel table. Their faces were stern, their voices hushed. General Marcus Kane, a grizzled veteran with cold eyes, addressed the group. "The alien has shown up on our doorstep with a cure that can change the course of medicine. Our priority is clear: acquire full control of the substance. No one outside this room gets access until we understand its potential." A scientist from the Defense Research Division spoke up. "Sir, early tests indicate the milk not only heals, but can potentially enhance human physical and mental capabilities." Kane's lips curled into a thin smile. "Exactly the kind of advantage we need. Begin the protocol. Secure all samples. Prepare for reverse engineering." Back at the hospital, Emily and Alan continued their research. The milk's effects on John Carter were nothing short of miraculous. His wounds had healed faster than possible. His immune system was fighting off infections aggressively. Emily watched John as he sat up in bed, a faint smile on his face. "I don't feel sick anymore," he said softly. "It's like I've been given a second chance." Emily's eyes glistened with hope, but the shadow of doubt lingered. "What do you think Kalen's real purpose is?" she asked Alan quietly. Alan shook his head. "I don't know, but whatever it is, it's bigger than just healing one man." One evening, as Emily was reviewing the data late into the night, her phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. "Trust no one. The shoe. Milk is more dangerous than you think. Find Kalen before it's too late." Her blood ran cold. The next day, she shared the message with Alan. "Someone's warning us," Emily whispered. "But who?" Alan looked grim. "We're in deeper than we thought." Emily and Alan decided to track down Kalen. Using the last known coordinates from the hospital security footage, they ventured into an abandoned warehouse district at the city's edge. The air was thick with fog, the buildings looming like ghosts. Suddenly, a figure appeared from the shadows. It was Kalen. "You should not have come here," he said softly, but there was no anger, only sadness. Emily stepped forward. "We need answers. What is this milk? Why are so many people after it?" Kalen's eyes shone with a strange light. "The milk is a gift from my people, a chance for your species to heal and evolve. But there are those who would use it to control and destroy." He paused, looking toward the horizon. "If it falls into the wrong hands, it will bring ruin." Emily swallowed hard. "Then what can we do?" Kalen handed her a small device. "This will reveal the truth hidden beneath the surface. Use it wisely." Before she could ask more, a distant roar echoed through the night. "Run!" Kalen warned. Suddenly, black SUVs swarmed the area. Armed men poured out, their faces hard and unyielding. Emily and Alan sprinted, clutching the device as they vanished into the darkness. Back at the hospital, John Carter was restless. "What's happening to me?" he whispered. "I can feel something changing inside." Emily reached for his hand. "We're going to figure this out, I promise." But deep down, she wondered, was John still the same man? Or had Kalen's gift altered him in ways they didn't understand? Cliffhanger. As Emily studied the device Kalen gave her, it activated, displaying a holographic map of stars and planets and a cryptic message in an alien language. A single phrase repeated over and over: "Beware. The shadow within. Shadows within." The holographic map flickered in Emily's hands, casting faint blue light across the cold hospital room. The alien symbols pulsed gently, as if alive. She traced her fingers over the strange script. "Beware. The shadow within." Alan leaned closer, eyes wide. "This language, it's not just alien, it's encrypted. A warning hidden inside a riddle." Emily swallowed, heart pounding. What shadow? Within what? John, lying in bed, looked between them. "Is this about me?" She hesitated. "We don't know yet, John, but something is changing." Alan tapped rapidly on his tablet, feeding the alien data into the hospital's advanced AI system. Minutes felt like hours as the machine processed layers of alien code. Suddenly, the AI's synthesized voice broke the silence. "Pattern recognition complete. Warning message contains reference to an internal genetic anomaly." Emily's breath caught. Internal genetic anomaly. Could that mean the milk triggers something inside the body? John's eyes darkened. "I've felt different since I woke up. Stronger, yes, but sometimes strange pains, like something stirring beneath my skin." Alan frowned. "It's as if the milk is activating a dormant part of your DNA. But is it safe or a ticking time bomb?" Emily bit her lip, anxiety knotting her stomach. "We need to find Kalen. He might know what this means." Outside, the city buzzed with oblivious life. But shadows stretched longer than usual, and surveillance drones hovered silently overhead. Emily and Alan prepared to leave the hospital when a sharp knock startled them. Standing at the door was Detective Marcus Reynolds, a seasoned investigator, known for his relentless pursuit of the truth. "I'm here about the alien incident," he said quietly. "You need to be careful. The government isn't the only group interested in that milk. Emily exchanged a look with Alan. What do you mean? Marcus stepped inside, lowering his voice. There's a private faction, mercenaries and corporate spies, who want the milk for their own gain. They'll stop at nothing to get it. Alan's eyes narrowed. So we're caught between multiple threats. Emily clenched her fists. We need allies. Can we trust you? Marcus nodded. I'm on your side, but time's running out. Meanwhile, in the shadows of an abandoned warehouse, Kaelin's ship remained hidden beneath layers of dust and rust. He paced anxiously, watching the horizon for signs of danger. A sudden alert blared from his ship's console. A squad of black SUVs was closing in. Kaelin activated a cloaking device, rendering his ship invisible to radar. He needed to reach a safer place, an ancient alien outpost on the far side of the city. As he prepared to depart, a figure stepped from the shadows, an alien woman with silver eyes and an air of quiet strength. Are you ready? She asked. Kaelin nodded. We don't have a choice. The milk's power is attracting enemies beyond our understanding. Back at the hospital, Emily, Alan and Marcus formulated a plan to decode the rest of the message. The hologram suddenly shifted, revealing a star map pinpointing a distant system, Zeta 9. Beneath the stars, words flashed in English, sentient and urgent. Only those with open hearts and steady minds can wield the gift. Beware the shadow within. It feeds on fear and doubt. Emily's throat tightened. This isn't just about biology. It's about something deeper, maybe even spiritual. Marcus's gaze darkened. If fear and doubt are weapons, then this milk could be as dangerous as it is miraculous. Alan pondered aloud. Could the shadow be a psychological parasite, something that attaches itself to the host's mind? John, listening intently, swallowed hard. I've been having nightmares, visions of darkness inside me, whispering lies. Could that be it? Emily reached out and squeezed his hand. You're not alone, John. We'll fight it together. As night fell, the hospital corridors grew eerily quiet. Suddenly alarms blared. A security breach. Emily's heart raced as armed men in tactical gear stormed the building, heading straight for the research lab. Marcus quickly radioed for backup. They're after the samples. Protect the milk. At all costs. Emily grabbed the alien device, Alan secured the milk vial, and John struggled to rise from his bed. You need to get out of here. Emily urged him. John nodded, determination in his eyes. I'm not running. This is my fight. Gunfire echoed through the halls as chaos erupted. In the midst of the firefight, Emily activated the alien device again. The hologram shifted to a new message, a recorded warning from Kaelin's people. The milk is a living entity. It bonds with its host, healing and empowering, but it is vulnerable to the shadow, a parasitic force born of fear. To overcome it, the host must embrace courage and trust in others. Emily's eyes widened. This is bigger than science. It's a battle for John's very soul. Amidst the chaos, John's body began to glow faintly, the alien milk inside him responding to the threat. The attackers faltered, momentarily stunned by an unknown energy. John seized the moment, his strength surging as the shadow's whispers battled against his will. Emily and Alan fought side by side, covering him as they made their escape. Outside, Kaelin's ship lifted silently, cloaked in invisibility. He watched the hospital from above, hope mingling with fear. John's fate will determine more than one life, Kaelin whispered. It may decide the future of two worlds. Cliffhanger. As the night deepened, John collapsed to the ground. Writhing in agony, his eyes snapped open, glowing with an eerie light. A voice echoed in his mind, cold, whispering, "Embrace me and become whole. Reject me and perish." The battle within John lay on the cold pavement outside the hospital. muscles tense, sweat beading his brow. His breath came in sharp gasps as the alien energy within him surged and clashed with the dark shadow whispering. Inside his mind, his glowing eyes darted wildly, flickering between control and chaos. Emily knelt beside him, panic and hope, war raging behind her eyes. "John, you have to fight it. Don't let it take you." John's lips trembled, struggling to form words. "It's inside me, harder to resist." Alan crouched nearby, fingers trembling as he checked John's vitals with a portable scanner. Whatever that shadow is, it's feeding off his fear and doubt. Just like the message said, we have to find a way to cut it off. Marcus stood, guard, weapon ready, eyes scanning the streets for any approaching threat. "We're not safe here for long. More of those mercenaries will be here soon." Emily took a deep breath, trying to steady her own fear. She reached out and placed her hand over John's chest. "Remember the milk. Remember Kaelin's words. Courage and trust. You're not alone." John's body glowed brighter for a moment, a sign of the alien milk fighting back. Meanwhile, far from the chaos, Kaelin and the silver-eyed alien woman, Mira, navigated the alien outpost hidden beneath the city. The ancient stone walls pulsed faintly with an otherworldly energy, a place of refuge and power. Kaelin's fingers traced the etched alien glyphs along the walls. This place was a sanctuary for those like John, those chosen by the milk. Mira nodded. "If we can channel this energy, we might amplify the healing and suppress the shadow." Kaelin's eyes darkened. "But it's risky. If the shadow is part of John now, the ritual could tear him apart." Mira's voice was steady. "We have no choice." Back at the hospital, Emily's phone buzzed. A secure message from Kaelin appeared. "Prepare for transfer. We're coming for John." Emily relayed the message. "Kaelin and Mira are on their way with a plan. We need to hold on." Alan looked at John's glowing form and whispered, "You're stronger than you know." John managed a faint smile, though agony twisted his face. "If I don't fight, no one else will." The sound of engines roared as Kaelin's ship descended through the city haze. Marcus and Alan coordinated a hurried extraction, moving John carefully onto a secure transport. The mercenaries were closing in fast, their black SUVs tearing through the streets, guns blazing. Emily fired back with a borrowed rifle, adrenaline sharpening her focus. "Keep moving, don't let them get the milk." Suddenly, one mercenary's bullet grazed John's arm, a spike of pain, and the shadow inside hissed with renewed vigor. John cried out, clutching his chest. "It's too strong." Emily's heart shattered. "Hold on, John, help is almost here." Kaelin's ship landed with a hiss of plasma, shields flaring. Mira rushed out, carrying a glowing orb of pure energy, the source of the ancient outpost's power. They loaded John on board as the mercenaries closed in. Kaelin piloted the ship with precision, weaving through narrow city alleys, evading missiles and gunfire. Inside the ship's medical bay, Mira prepared the ritual chamber. "This energy will strengthen the milk's bond," she explained. "But John's mind must be willing." John's eyes met Emily's. "I'm scared." Emily squeezed his hand. "That's okay, we'll face this together." The ritual began. The chamber pulsed with light as Mira chanted in an ancient alien tongue. The glowing orb radiated waves of warmth and power. John lay still, body shimmering, his glowing eyes locked on the swirling light. Suddenly, the shadow erupted inside his mind, a terrifying storm of whispers and visions. "You cannot escape." "Emmy," it sneered, "I am part of you now. Embrace the darkness." John's face twisted in pain. "No, I choose light. I choose hope. I choose them." The energy orb flared, enveloping John in a cocoon of shimmering blue light. Suddenly the shadow screamed, a sound no human should hear, and began to unravel, breaking apart like smoke in the wind. John gasped, body trembling violently. Emily whispered prayers under her breath. Tears streaming down her cheeks, Alan monitored the readings, eyes wide. It's working. The shadow is weakening. Kaelin and Mira exchanged relieved glances. Almost there. Just as victory seemed near, the ship jolted violently. An explosion rocked the hull. Marcus yelled, "They found us! The mercenaries boarded the ship!" Chaos erupted. Emily grabbed a sidearm and moved to defend the chamber. Gunfire echoed through the narrow corridors. John, still inside the cocoon, murmured faintly, "Don't let them win." Emily fought through the attackers, her mind razor-sharp despite the fear. One mercenary lunged at her. She twisted, knocking him off balance, then fired a precise shot. Marcus secured the hallway, holding off enemies. With expert aim, Alan hurried to stabilize John's vitals, sweat pouring down his face. In the ritual chamber, the energy orb pulsed wildly as John's body reacted to the battle raging around him. His glow intensified, pushing back against the shadow remnants still lurking. Emily's voice broke through the chaos. "John, you can do this! Fight for us all!" John's eyes opened wide, shining with pure light. "I am more than fear. I am hope." Suddenly, the mercenaries' weapons jammed, their high-tech gear failing inexplicably. Kaelin's voice echoed over the comms. "The alien technology here disrupts their systems. Use this chance." Emily and Marcus pressed forward, forcing the mercenaries to retreat. With the attackers repelled, the ship stabilized. John's glowing light dimmed to a gentle pulse, the shadow now gone. He opened his eyes fully, exhausted, but victorious. Emily rushed to his side, tears of relief streaming. "You did it, John. You're free." John smiled weakly. "Thanks to all of you. And the milk." Kaelin stepped forward. "The milk's power is greater than we imagined, but so is the danger." Mira nodded. "John is a bridge between our worlds now. We must protect him, and the gift." Alan looked around at the weary group. "What happens next?" Emily took a deep breath, determination hardening in her eyes. "We find out who wants the milk and why, and we stop them before they destroy everything." Cliffhanger. As the ship prepared to leave, a shadowy figure appeared on the radar, an unknown vessel emitting a strange signal. Kaelin frowned. "This is no ordinary enemy. It's something ancient." Emily's voice trembled. What could be worse than the shadow inside John? The answer came as a chilling silence filled the room. The signal grew stronger, and the unknown vessel advanced. The ancient signal. The alien ship loomed on the radar like a dark spectre, its form shifting with unnatural grace through space. Unlike the sleek mercenary vessels that had attacked them before, this ship seemed organic, almost alive, pulsating with eerie blue and violet lights, its hull covered in strange glyphs that flickered with a haunting glow. Kaelin's voice cut through the tense silence in the cockpit. "I've never seen technology like this. It's not from any known alien faction. This ship is ancient, predating even my people's recorded history." Emily swallowed hard, clutching John's hand tightly. "What does that mean? Is it hostile?" Kaelin's fingers danced over the controls, attempting to decipher the strange signals. "It's sending a broadcast. Some kind of warning or challenge. We can't ignore it." John's eyes, still glowing softly with the milk's healing light, met Emily's. "I can feel it. This ship, it's connected to me somehow." Emily's heart pounded. "How?" John struggled to explain, his voice weak but urgent. "The milk. It's not just healing. It's unlocking memories, fragments of a past I never knew. This ship, it's part of that history. Back on Earth, the world beyond their hidden base remained oblivious to the cosmic threat descending upon them. But inside the ship, tension coiled like a spring ready to snap. Mira monitored the alien readings. The energy from this ship is disrupting our shields and communication arrays. If it gets too close, we won't be able to protect John." Marcus tightened his grip on his weapon. "Then we need to find out what it wants, fast." Alan's voice was steady but concerned. "I'm seeing fluctuations in John's vitals. The alien energy is affecting him in ways we don't fully understand." Emily's gaze never left John's pale face. "We have to prepare. Whatever this ancient ship wants, it's not just after the milk. It's after John himself." Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared, a deep thrum vibrating through the deck. The ancient vessel had initiated a boarding sequence. Kalen swore under his breath. "They're coming aboard." Emily rallied the crew. "Everyone, prepare for defense. Protect John at all costs." The corridors filled with tension as the team armed themselves, anticipation thick in the air. The boarding party arrived swiftly, silent and efficient. These weren't mercenaries. Their forms were unlike anything human or known alien. Pale, translucent, almost ghost-like, their eyes glowed with cold blue fire. They moved with unnatural speed and grace, weapons humming with energy that could disrupt organic minds. Emily fired the first shots, but the attackers seemed immune to pain, phasing through walls and obstacles. John's breathing grew labored. The attackers weren't just physical. They targeted his mind, trying to overwhelm him with memories and visions. John's mind became a battleground. Flashes of distant planets, ancient wars, and lost civilizations clashed against the shadow. Of darkness he had barely escaped. He saw himself not as John, but as a being called Irian, a guardian of an ancient alliance between humans and aliens, sworn to protect a secret that could alter the fate of the galaxy. The attackers were the remnants, echoes of a long-forgotten enemy bent on reclaiming that secret and erasing all traces of the alliance. Emily, sensing John's struggle, shouted over the chaos, "John! Fight it! Remember who you are!" John's glowing eyes flared brighter. "I am Aryan protector, not prisoner." The milk's healing light pulsed stronger, pushing back the remnant's psychic assault. Kalen activated a device from the outpost, sending waves of alien energy that disrupted the remnant's phasing abilities, giving the crew a fighting chance. Marcus and Alan formed a defensive line, covering Emily as she reached John's side. "John, hold on," Emily whispered, gripping his hand. "We need your strength now more than ever." John's face twisted with pain, but determination burned within him. "I carry the legacy and the hope of two worlds." The battle raged through the ship, explosions shaking the hull, lights flickering, but the crew held firm, repelling the ghost-like attackers with a combination of human grit and alien technology. As the last remnant dissolved into mist, a chilling message echoed through the ship's comm system. "Aryan, the ancient pact will be broken unless the Guardian returns to the source." Emily frowned. "The source? What source?" Kalen's eyes narrowed. "There's only one place. The origin, the birthplace of the milk and the ancient alliance." John struggled to his feet, supported by Emily and Kalen. "I must go, face my past, or all will be lost." The ship set course for the origin, a mysterious, uncharted star system cloaked in nebulae and cosmic storms. Emily, Alan, Marcus, and Mira prepared for the unknown journey. John looked out the viewport, determination and fear mingling in his gaze. This is only the beginning, a cliffhanger. As the ship accelerated into the swirling nebula, an encrypted transmission broke through the comm. A haunting, distorted voice whispered, "The Guardian returns, but the true enemy waits in shadow." Emily's voice was barely a whisper. "Who's waiting for us?" John's eyes hardened. "Our fate, and the fate of humanity. The Guardian's choice." The ship cut through the swirling cosmic storm, entering the mysterious nebula surrounding the origin, the birthplace. of the miracle milk and the ancient alliance between humans and aliens. The glowing gases danced outside the viewport, casting eerie shadows on the faces of the weary crew. John stood at the helm, his eyes still softly glowing from the alien milk's power. He felt the weight of destiny pressing heavily on his shoulders. This mission wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about preserving the legacy of two worlds and confronting a threat older than history itself. Emily approached quietly, placing a steady hand on his arm. "Whatever happens next, we face it together," John nodded, the faint light in his eyes flickering with gratitude and resolve. The origin was unlike anything they had imagined. An ancient space station, half buried in an asteroid field, it pulsed with life and memories. Strange symbols covered its surface, the very same glyphs John had seen during his psychic assault. As they docked, Kalen scanned the station's interior. "The technology here is alive, and it's waiting for its guardian." John stepped through the airlock, feeling a surge of energy coursing through him. Visions flooded his mind, echoes of ancient guardians who had come before, sacrifices made to maintain peace between species, and a promise that had been broken long ago. Suddenly, a holographic figure appeared, a majestic being bathed in light, its voice deep and resonant. "Welcome, Arian, the Guardian. You carry the hope of humanity and the ancient alliance, but the true test awaits." The crew followed John deeper into the station. Each chamber revealed fragments of a forgotten war, battles fought not with weapons, but with knowledge, trust, and unity. Emily whispered, "This is more than a station. It's a monument to peace." John's gaze hardened. "And a warning. The enemy isn't just the remnants, it's the fear that divides us." In the final chamber, the source of the miracle milk awaited, a glowing crystalline matrix humming with power. John approached, instinctively placing his hand on the crystal. Instantly, memories of countless lives flooded him, humans and aliens united, their struggles, hopes and dreams intertwined. The crystal spoke directly to his mind. "Guardian, you must choose. Preserve the alliance, sharing this gift freely with both worlds, or sever it to protect humanity alone." The weight of the choice crushed John's spirit. Sharing the milk would unite species, but expose humanity to risks beyond their control. Severing the alliance would protect his home, but doom the ancient peace. Emily stepped closer, voice trembling with emotion. "John, whatever you choose, we stand with you." Marcus, Mira, Alan and Kalen echoed her words. John closed his eyes, breathing deeply. The memories of healing, hope and sacrifice mingled with fears of loss and betrayal. The remnants had attacked to seize the milk's power and erase the alliance's history. But John realized their true goal was deeper, to force the breaking of the pact, plunging the galaxy into chaos. With newfound clarity, John reached out to the crystal. "I choose unity." A brilliant light exploded from the matrix, spreading throughout the station and beyond. The miracle milk's power surged into the cosmos, healing wounds old and new. John's eyes shone with radiant light as he became the living embodiment of hope. A bridge between worlds, a guardian not just of secrets, but of shared futures. The remnants' hold shattered. Their spectral forms dissipated, replaced by echoes of regret and lost opportunity. Emily smiled through tears. "You saved us all." Kalen nodded. "This alliance, it's stronger than any weapon." John turned to the crew. "This is only the beginning. Together we will rebuild trust and explore the stars, not as enemies but as allies." Back on Earth, the miracle milk's healing properties began transforming medicine and understanding of life itself. Stories spread of a guardian who bridged worlds, inspiring new generations to look beyond fear and division. John and Emily watched the sunrise, knowing their journey was far from over, but hopeful for the first time in a long time. John whispered, "We are not alone. We never were." Emily squeezed his hand, smiling. "And we never will be." Lesson: in the vast expanse of the universe, fear and suspicion often build walls between us. But true strength lies in unity, in the courage to embrace the unknown and extend trust beyond boundaries. The greatest miracles come not from power alone, but from the bonds we choose to forge. The end.